Okay, this is just a quick tutorial on how to weave text within other text areas. So this is Photoshop, um, and I'm not quite sure how you would do it in other programs as I only work in Photoshop. So the first thing to know is when you have two levels of text on top of each other, you want to see where you can loop them. And you have to position them where they're easily looped. Now we could easily hide part of this L so it comes behind the N and back up top. That would be one way to loop it. And I really want to loop this S, this part of the S to be behind the O. But right now, the way it's positioned, it will not work. So I'm just going to move it a little bit so we can see how we can loop it. So we'll be able to loop it now, and we still get to loop this part right here. So now that I've got it kind of positioned, what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the top layer and we're going to move it down to the bottom. All right, now we're going to use a mask. If you've never used a mask before, what a mask does is it hides certain parts of your image, or in this case, text, without really erasing it. So we could undo it if we need to. So I'm going to add a mask to this by clicking on this little add layer mask down on the layers panel. I'm on this top layer of text. I'm going to click that. And the mask, white means it's visible, black means it's hidden. So we need to paint with black. So we're going to just reverse our black and white colors here. So we've got black. We're going to select the brush tool. And we're going to just make sure our brush is 100% hard. Then we're going to click on the mask and paint with black the areas that we want to hide. So since we want to loop that part of the S behind through the O like that, we're just going to hide that part. And the beauty about creating a copy down below is that if you go over, like you see, it's kind of missing there. If you go over it and if you duplicate that top layer of text and pull it to the back, you're not going to accidentally erase anything that you don't need to because you already have a duplication. So that's my little trick with doing that kind of text, is that you don't have to be careful with it. You can loop it by having a duplicate layer of the text. So I did the same thing over here on the N that allowed that to swoop underneath the N. So that is how you can kind of bring together your text in little loopies in Photoshop.